Hi, gang. How are you? Welcome to a 30-minute or less special edition of You Got It. My little suggestion box things. Just little inventions or gizmos, elaborating on it. Might be 5 minutes, might be 10. I'll try and keep it short. But let's see here. I'm going to read it. I wrote down my thoughts. I might as well I'll read it. So, we've got the Daydream in Session podcast. Daydream in Session. With the Facebook Jockey podcast, my hair, pat me, like it like that, like better like that, right? Do you want me to subscribe? You wouldn't want me to do that, but they would, right, Rick? What am I even saying? I don't know. I'm just not that into Wiccans. You know what I mean? I don't hate anyone. And by Wiccans, I usually mean just like atheists or Christian Americans, you know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, but some of them are really woke. Well, just so popular. Daydream in Session. That's your introduction to the suggestion box 1. America is great. That's the thesis. Better than ever. But people who are citizens are rotten / wicked, woke, trendy. America is great, better than ever. But it's the people who are, citizens, in fact, who are rotten, wicked, woke, and trendy. 1 minute, a little politics rant. It just says 1 minute. Well, I don't know what I'll talk about. What am I talking about? How about, cooperation? Right? Because there's too much hate in this world, and with business and big tech, and you have to earn it a little bit. Just don't try to censor us and be all big brother about it. Why? I don't think Amazon's totally trying to do that. They really do want to cater your ads and keep your data safe maybe. Even Apple was supposed to do that until they just hack right in. And it's so popular, even the other apps, they got to hack in. I mean, you got to give us access to the thing. Now we'll get the guys. We'll do the dystopian future one. There's the teenagers sitting, queuing up the cameras of all the cell phones they want, blah, 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 hacking in with the open source there. They can change it. Oh, if Vimeo wants to do something, nope, they'll override it. They can get in or whatever. I mean, it's nuts. At least with Bubble Boy, the pros, doing exclusively first, way before digital. Oh, yeah. Cable, satellite. But speaking of satellite and sharing and water, why don't you just hear me out, all right? Hear me out, all right? I got an itchy nose for some reason, because Wiccans, they're mean about it. It's not Wiccans, it's spooks, actually. But, it's half of the Bismarck fleet. They don't leave me alone, particularly if I want. I'm telling you. It's like a strange itch. It's not an itch. It's it is, but, doesn't mean, Hi, Natalie. How are you? You like the little podcast? I only have 26 minutes to go because I have chicken on, so I at least have to put this down. But no, if the timer goes off, that's it. The file's going to cut. I'm wasting time. Why are you alone wasting the time? All right. So America is great, better than ever. It's the people and the citizens who are rotten, wicked, woke, and trendy. And that goes double for the rest of the world. Yeah, the Coco Jumbo, cool European, yeah. And the South American techno, Coco Pop, yeah. Those cool. And the Asian one, oh, techno Pop, cool, yeah, yo. And the Indian Hindu techno Pop, oh, yes, we cool. Then there's the good old-fashioned, Jewish. They could be Jewish. They could be techno pop, cool. And the American and the Canadian is so cool, yeah, with the Australian hipsters. Yeah, that's not cool. Why don't you just collaborate so that there's never again a country on earth, just free of charge, just see to it, with your fucking oil pipelines. You could fund for $20 at Home Depot, getting hoses and chain link fences or little things that don't disrupt the nature and you could make sure there's always water that can be pumped anywhere on earth, any country that has a drought, just so they have enough to drink, stupid, not bathe with even, but not even that. Without, like, building dam after dam and, like, it's our country's water, not yours. I'm like, dude, it's water. No, it usually flows through the countries, actually. And we're human. And, like, we can do that. Plus, there's, like, desalination, like they do on the cruise ships, the down and dirty, and then you can, like, tell them to boil it again or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, you people are rotten. There's, like, zero water with the filters. It's kind of on it. Like, you don't need, if you don't want bottles of water, like, invest in that technology for, like, an on-the-go bottle or whatever. They even have sort of, but, like, get that and do that, right? Speaking of a first invention off the, like, suggestion box for you. I don't need it. You can give me a little credit, and then you can give me $1 to make it official. It's more like so that the world can receive blessings here. But when you do something like that, God is pleased. And like I said, you can also, like, fill the water holes in, like, the savannah for the fucking elephant so that you don't have to tape it drowning and looking for water that's always disappearing. Well, but the human could, like, get a hose. We always seem to have, like, a bottle of water, right? Just at a frame and they're, like, blind, taping the thing. Yes, and the secret life of the zoo and all the fun stuff. And we made a zoo. Blah, 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 blah. The Martian. Bang, 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 bang. Interstellar guy. Guy stuck in the room getting taped. I don't get the joke. I don't know. Is it forget about it? Is it you gotta scram? Are you cool? ¿Qué besito otra vez? Por favor, manténganse alojados de las puertas, eh? Estúpido. But Affleck was the motherfucking bomb and Phantoms, right? No. Nope. I like Good Will Hunting, but I'm like a dumb, like, muggle. Right? Well, right. I mean, by your standards, yes. By my standards, you're the muggle, Savvy, because you make fun of the one God. In plain sight. You do not. What do I mean? I mean, but well, at least, like, certain believers, fellow believers, I mean, you're just, what are they hiding? Dun, 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 dun. All right, so that's what all I have to say about, like, that or, like, satellite technology. Why don't you just share the fucking bandwidth with the companies? Agree, like, buy them in. You all own, like, whatever the like, tech ones are. There's, like, 2 systems, so it's like if you could just all share what you already have individually, like, invested in instead of trying to beat each other, like collude. Not because you're tied at the hip for every venture, but just with that stuff. So it's, like, safer, and everybody has free access, and it's, like, nobody's, like, fighting. Well, I mean, like, it's gotten too crazy with the fight for 5G. Plus, they steal it all to steal your data. You're getting, like, 10% of the bandwidth. They have 90% to, like, take your data and replace your shit and upload it and download it real quick and visibly to their stuff. But yours takes forever to get to YouTube on top of it because they got to change it and put it back sometime. Blah, 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 blah. They practice on Timmy Tim. So, like, just figure it out. Like, you don't even know what a light bulb was for. Edison, New Jersey, light bulb. So what you're going to do with light bulb, gong. Like, what are you, like, I don't think that's quite the whole story with that one. All right. But that's more of like a Sunday school or something. And that's not, I mean, like, like we supposed to be ignorant of the occult ways, but, like, expose the Dharma Initiative to, like, light so that, like, they have to always answer for their, I have sinned against you, Jesus, crimes. But yet, like, it's just all day long. It's just the same thing with cell phones, man. I mean, geez. Is this Mrs. Floyd or Mr. Floyd? Am I reaching Is it Padme? Is it Jane? Is it Lori Lightfoot? Who is it? Who's that Groot coming up from the cellar there to get Padme in the Annihilation? What the? Don't do that. Don't. What is that movie? Don't. And Prometheus and the real. I mean, don't. I don't. Listen. Whenever you better start squawking about these people. Oh, you mean like what? Like Walking Dead Club or whatever? These or whatever. They're human. They're not dead, but I mean, they're not alone and they're strange. I bet. I seem to even suggest yes. That's what I'm saying. But you want a cell phone, right? Yeah, don't do that. No chemical. I don't want to drink your chemicals, I don't need no education. And I don't need no chemicals to drink. No. I don't want to know the secret of the use about it. But I bet like 60 Minutes better want to know it. You know what I mean? I speak true enough. I speak true. Anyway, that's why it's true enough. Because wait a minute. Whatever I mean by that, I know what I mean by that. Ambiguously true, but true. Idea 1, the tablet tech. Amazon Fire HD tablet. I did one, right, with I showed off the thing with the Lennon and Yoko and the song there and the tablet and the HD Fire 10, right? But all the tablets that they have in their fleet. It's great how it is, but if you're smart, do a version 2. That's like the high-end one, so it's like competes with yourself. You're just paying $20, $30 to like reinforce the exact same thing with like the steel or whatever, you know what I mean? And then like maybe boosting the RAM a little bit. But that's it. It's the same. It's not like you have to, and maybe you give it a glass screen thing, like you put it on for us or whatever, you know what I mean? Like something like that. That's it. And then obviously if that cracks, it's already like in there. And it's like the titanium one or the Criterion Edition Fire or whatever, you know, like whatever, dude. I'm just saying, because that's the one thing, like you have to pay $35 for the case, which is awesome because it stands up. You're going to need that anyway. But I'm not even talking about the case. I'm talking about the actual thing. If you just like had a slightly, like who cares if it's a little thicker? If they don't like it, what do you lose? Nothing. Just make like 20 of them. See if they like it. But that would be my only beef, it could be a little bit quicker with the response time with the operating system, kind of like how Apple has it. But I get people are hacking mine, so no matter which one I do, like I can't totally judge it fairly. I seem to suggest there's something with Timmy Pansquin, and they like feel like they have the right to do that, whether it's sharing my screen, what is he looking at on his phone right now, or like plus the camera feed, this one and the one on the back here, or whatever, like, this one, plus this one. And then nuts. And there's something about a fly on the wall show. And yeah, no, I know the show. No, I know that one. But like, you mean like the digital cool one now, right? Then you're so popular. Bup, right? These. I think they mean to come back to eat you people. It's the only Claire along was the only one that was like smart with respect to like, I wouldn't like go looking for snakes. You will find them, but like if we go with them, don't. Anyway, idea 2. Here's the main one, like e-cartridge books, like ebooks, or maybe we call them a-books because they're like audio books plus they're like analog book digital. They're like digital, but they're analog. They're a hard copy. They're basically a little thumb drive, or like even the Nintendo one or whatever, which is basically like, but it's fun, and you can switch them into your little offline reader, and it's offline. It doesn't connect to Bluetooth. It doesn't connect to Wi-Fi. Sure, they have a version that does that, but you can get the one that definitely is clear in its case, and there's very few moving parts other than the screen, and you feel safe enough, like, and between that and just your books, they're not going to change them. Because you can buy the book too. Books don't become illegal, and neither do like owning your own like hard drives while the clown reigns supreme. You need cloud space, and we own hard drive, and you do not. And then with the car, I think you don't need car. You don't have right to own car. Too much pollution. We own car, and then no pollution, because they drive around more to pick people up. So less pollution per car, maybe, but no. And then, Tesla be damned. We want the gasoline, like whatever. Listen, let's try to, why don't they, here's another, idea, when you did the nuclear tests and like filmed like the Vegas Vacation movie? Like, why don't you build like a superstructure of like 5 to 10 strategically placed, buy some uranium back from Putin that Hillary sold for billions of dollars to the Global Initiative, verbatim or whatever the fuck it was. But that was just a donation. It didn't in any way affect her decision making. But anyway, I'd rather him have it than like Hillary. But like, get some back, right? And build like 5 to 10 power plants. Very safe. And if it goes off, dude, you blew up nukes there. Who cares? Like 20 people died. It was a real tragedy. We're blessed with that type of land. And then take the nuclear waste that like sits at the bottom of like the Jersey Shore to this day where people swim with the hypodermic needles there. Take it and bury it in that mountain like you were gonna before like a certain senator like who was like Harry Reid about it shot it down for some reason. That's irresponsible. Put it there and then who cares? But they know it's highly irresponsible to leave it and it's scarier. And more useful maybe. These. That's what I mean about no, we don't do that. We make sure that there's no kink in the armor there in the last line of the chain of command of like serving you coffee at the Dunkin'. It's America. You do not. And then at Walmart, go back to 24 hours a day, please. Hopefully soon enough with this COVID crap. But guess what? There should never not be a time where you have an actual, real, like 2 cops just stationed there. It's the easiest, like, hour in their shift a night. Shouldn't they have to do that? You'd be a deal with the town, minimum 2 and like maybe a third in the parking lot, and they like can shift off in return for like 24 hour. Plus, they'll have their own, like, hired security guard. Not just one, like, their guy, and they don't know him that well. And then that way, everybody can, like, shop, and it's a blessing. 7-Eleven doesn't have such things or need them, but, like, Walmart or, like, a Target might at night, you know what I mean? But it's a blessing to have 24-hour. I mean, give me a break. At least 7-Eleven's open. That's a blessing. And they got great pizza for $7. It takes 3 minutes in that oven. Zip. 2 minutes, actually, I think. 2 to 3 minutes. From doop to done. And it's amazing. And, like, if Disney could just figure out in that, All-Star Sports or whatever they had to, like, put a couple of those in its hotel, I mean, and maybe update the recipe or at least buy that. It's better, but about the same. But you know what I mean? Like, you could come circle back to that with, like, like Chef Mickey or, like, say, Chef, pizza guy. Or cupcake pizza maybe is doing stuff. But, I mean, like, for now. And then that way, if you have, like, 5 of those ovens lined up right down there, well, then it goes quick instead of taking 20 minutes for no reason. And if you put, like, 3 more of them, or even a stack of 5 in, like, wherever you do the 24-hour room service, you could always offer dirt cheap. I mean, like, what could it cost you? $4 to buy one of those things and just have it handy? And then charge them like $8 for 8 slices? It's like $1. It's good. Maybe 10 if you deliver it to them. And then you're not ripping them off for it's $10 for 3 slices of pizza. That's like 3 big, only one per person. And it's disgusting. When you make enough money. And there's ways to make way more with your Disney Plus moving forward with the subsequent seasons. Just have them buy it for $2. Not the first season, but the other ones. If you liked it. Some of them you don't have to do, but like, don't just... There's enough stuff on your stuff. But I see business opportunity for you where you don't need to rip off or underpay the employee. They should all get like close to double what they're making, plus the like Disney tickets and the perks for the paying with the healthcare there. Then you have cast members for life who like, nah, they'll never, it's not going to, they do have fun. It is a privilege to work at such a place. Then you buy out Six Flags and you like doopy doop around about it. If you're smart. Bubble Boy could help if you gave him $1 to like, get you out of, instead of like not going to go and collecting $200, you do get to go, but you know what I mean? Like, to like settle something that you would have to do to make it proper, because the only alternative is like, no, kill the Lone Star guy or whatever. yeah, or is it the other one now? Or we're going for it. All right, so I made it past the first page. Now I've got 9 minutes left. So I'm gonna have to go quicker with some of these. You get that though? It's like books, books, but like cartridges per book. And the reader. And it has nothing to do with online, but they can't change it on you. The file can't be reformatted very easily. Then going with that is storage in general, right? Because then you've got mini discs, and then you've got Laserdisc 2.0, where you have the technology on the same size that you could only do DVD. Then you could do Blu-ray, which holds 22 gigs in the same space, surface area. And then you even have Ultra 4K one now, which holds more in the same surface area. In that same way, if you apply it to Laserdisc from the 80s and 90s tech, just consider what one thing can hold for you, and it's archived. They can't, you can download it. You put it in a big thing, you put it digitized in the computer, but really that one's more for media. Just think of the applications for that. Because it's about the same size width as your Blu-ray player anyway. It just comes out in full. I used to have one. That's why Bubble Boy knows, from the Eddie Murphy movie room with the chairs and the dining room table, whatever it was, and the chairs from Boca. I could go on and on and on. Why do we get a copy of the movie early? Is this the economy? But why do you mean it's for me? Aren't I 8 or whatever? Something. I don't know. I mean, which one of your friends is it? Well, which one of the guys? But why can't you? Raymond. But he liked me to watch the movies and get excited as a little kid, because I'm dorky Tim or whatever about it. I'm 7. I don't know. Something. Bluetooth adapters. It's like the reverse of the auxiliary cable, so that way anything that doesn't have a Bluetooth out, you plug in the 1/8-inch jack. It goes to a little box that's a little speaker, but it can also beam it to the big speakers, and then anything that plays through it, you got it. And then you could even do the one with the lightning bolt cable that goes to a similar but different one, and that can beam both audio and video to a TV or a speaker, depending on how you set it. And that can have a little menu, but the dumbed down one would only be $20-$30. Well worth it. I mean, then record players, you got it, the 1/4-inch adapter, the XLR adapter. Now you have made anything old school and analog with a simple thing, bloop to Bluetooth. They have them, they're just not that efficient. And so, yeah. And then obviously between that and the auxiliary input right into the Bluetooth speaker, that only goes so far. Because what if the record player is all the way back there? You can't get it to you got to run a wire or something? No, that's what I mean. Get a little dupe and it beams it over. Right? You could even probably script that with a phone app, but then you'd need to put back in the Amazon tablet could do that, because they never ditched the 1/8-inch headphone jack. So you could be doing more than one thing. You could have them plugged in while you have something. They used to have that on their phone. Apple. Today's Apple goes to Peaches. I think the name of the company is now Peaches. Or is it Watermelon? Or what is it? If you value that Tintin number. What are you, nuts? People are not gods here because you have money. You have to follow American law to keep it. SCOTUS, you should explain it. Please do. All right, so that's about it for that one. All right. Something with the Skype Auto Social Mall, which I'll do later, but basically also with training, you can use the internet for like a venue like that where it's like Zoom meets like a mall meets like, conference center meets like stupidity and Facebook hijinks and friendship, but you can actually talk to one another and interact like face to face instead of you're so fake and say you're whoever you want, you're so brave. There's like rules about it. You're goddamn right. Unless it's a private conversation, it's being taped at all times for like 3 days until it's ditched later. You know what I mean? Or pulled offline and then ditched or whatever. It's not. They wouldn't keep it offline. That'd be a waste. Like if you have the right to save whatever you want about it, that's public. And then even privately, like, since you can always do that anyway, you should really just let them know if you're going to do that or not. But you should always, like, have the option to just do it. But then they can see that you've switched it to, like, always have it to record, like, to protect you and your children from what they might say later. Like, safety. And then, but, like, who cares? Like, you could do that with FaceTime. But, like, sometimes you would never want to record on somebody because it's an invasion of privacy, right, guys? Maybe you can explain that with respect to Bubble Boy and Hidden Camera Show. Sir, are you aware you're on Hidden Camera commercials? Hero Cam. Fly on the Wall show this time, huh? All right. Oh, and now you're gonna, because you said it was like a new computer, but now it's like really glitchy when the old one was fine. I just noticed there were a lot of glitches, and so did you. Everybody did. All right, so that's a thing for its own. But anyway, you could use it for like training, like setting up your tablet, going through with you, personalizing your settings for like the like ad section or like transparency mode with respect to Facebook. Now pull up the next app. I'll go through it, like teaching them 411 service, but like for the like anything at all. Like part-time work for digital online stores that sell things there where you are like certified by them. You've done your online class. And so you're on hold for any number of them. If they want to look at a product, they push the button, boop, you pop up and you get it. And then they pay you based on the time you put in. And yes, you can prove like you were there. I worked. Hey, look, you can look at my work. Or you can switch it because it's like Skype, so it's just audio only with a little picture. Like, sir, I don't want to look at you right now. You know what I mean? The customer can always do that, but no, the person who works there probably can't. It's really store policy. Anyway, I have ideas about it. That's about all the stuff. Something else about church stuff. School educators do not get that. Wokeism should be banned even before the Bible should be banned, because if the Bible and religion is something to keep out of jail or school or whatever it is, well then, by that logic, why are you searching the children's hearts and minds and souls and asking their dreams and writing them down to the Facebook man who wants to type it? That's an invasion of privacy and soul and none of your goddamn business, and I don't trust you as much as like Jesus with my thoughts or imaginary man or whatever. You know what I mean? Fuck you. That's religion. That's church, not state. And there should be a safe zone from such people, and such teachers who commit treason should never be allowed to do it while smiling, and we're unstoppable. We're in the club. Can Timmy have the scraps on the table? No. He should just die, like you're just so sweet and popular. So that's about it. Stop grilling children about their beliefs and dreams and trying to shape them with your own agendas. Gosh darn it. Let's stop. All right, so there's a couple more ideas I had. I talked about a few. This is just part 1 of Suggestion Box. There'll be a part 2 tomorrow or tonight, but for now, that's a couple of them. And the sky's the limit. Just share. There's so much opportunity. Frozen foods could come back mightily. And then you could have like an Amazon frozen foods like section where like it's easy for them to deliver it or whatever. And you can like plug in and Amazon can help you and help your platform Kind of like how social media can. Amazon's so big, so too can they. They don't need that big of a piece of the puzzle. Right, gang? All right, later.